Okay, today we're working on a Lexus IS350 where we have a problem with the trunk doesn't want to open when you push the button. So here we push the button and you hear it click. You go to lift it up and sometimes it won't lift. Okay. So we can push the button again and see if we can get it to open. This time it opened. And these trunks are notorious for being heavy to lift. Okay, so I went on the internet and found the correct support struts for the 2006 Lexus IS350. I went to liftsupport.com and it shows that PM1016 is the correct part. One for left, one for right. They're both the same, interchangeable. $19.95 each plus tax and free shipping. So total of $43.39. It arrived in 3 days. They come from Carlsbad. I've used this company before. And looks like these have a force of 214 newtons, or for American, 48 pounds of force. I've seen others that other companies sell that have a lot more force. So you push your key fob and the trunk just flies open, but then it's really hard to shut. And I've seen some of those that actually distort the trunk. The lines of the trunk don't line up anymore with the body panels. So I think these might be the correct ones for it, at least according to Lift Support Depot. So let's see what we get in this package here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Some instructions. Okay, so it shows PM1016 and there's two here and they're branded Lift Support Depot PM1016. It looks like the ends have a similar clip like the factory originals. In the trunk, since we have black upholstery, very dark in here. Hopefully I got enough light so you can see. So what we're going to do is take out 2 pins that you squeeze and then 3 that you slide back. So these you just push it and pull down. Squeeze that pin, wiggle and pull down. There we go. And that's what it looks like. Okay. Let's do the other side. Squeeze and wiggle. There we go. That one came out a little easier. And these you pull back towards you. 3 of these. There's 2. There we go. That one is all the same looking. Yep, they all look the same. It's just a little more difficult to get the middle one out. Okay. And now we have to grab from one side, and it's got Velcro. Grab the other side, pull back towards the rear of the car, because there is a clip here and it has to come back. There's 4 clips, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is going to have to be super glued back on. It came off. I pulled down too far instead of back. You can see how that clip is shaped. So you got to pull back towards the rear. No biggie, super glue it back on. We just pull down a little bit and you're going to see a wire for the light. And we have to disconnect that wire for the trunk light. So because the connector for the trunk light is on the left. You got to pull the material towards your right hand side, passenger side of the car. There we go, to get the clip out of there so you don't sever the wire. And just squeeze the connector pin and pull it towards the left. So on this connector pin, you want to push down on the clip and then go to your left. There we go. So that's out. Okay, so now we'll take out one side at a time. On the left side, the driver's side, get a screwdriver in there and just wiggle that out. There we go. And then that will come right off. There we go. And the trunk will fall down on you. So have a stick or something to hold the trunk, or a buddy. Get a broom or a piece of PVC pipe, something that you can wedge in the trunk to hold it open if you don't have a friend to hold it. So in the back, if you still have the factory struts, looks just like the ones from Lift Support Depot. I'm gonna get in there and bend this out of the way, and then do the same on the bottom. Just lift that up and see if we can bend it out of the way on the bottom. Do the same thing, and we should be able to pull it off. We got the screwdriver in there and we bent the top and bottom, and now we can just wiggle it off. There we go. Get that off. Okay, so let's compare the old one and the new one, and they're exactly the same length, same design, everything looks good. They're identical. Let's put the new one in. There we go. Just pushed it over and it clipped on there. Didn't have to do anything but push it on. And then come back here to the other end. Just turn this thing to line up. Get some lighting. And we're going to have to lift up the trunk a little bit to pop it on there. Okay, the trunk was open all the way, so I had to grab the strut and compress it a little bit. The trunk is open all the way, so I had to go like a 1/4 inch. I had to just compress it as I'm pushing against it, and then it just popped on. So the little spring clip is on there. It will not come back off. The other end will not come off. That's good. Okay, so one side is done. I think we can get rid of the broom now. We're on the passenger side of the car. Do the same thing again. Work this clip off. There we go. It's off. Now we go to the back and get a screwdriver and pry the back. Pry that top. There, it came right off. Didn't even have to pry the bottom. So we take our new strut, wiggle it on there, okay, let me line this hole up a little bit. Screwdriver to line it up. A little bit off from the factory. There we go. Okay, that's lined up. There we go, it's on. And now for the front, let's turn this nose on so I can compress it better. There we go. Combination of lifting the trunk to the max and pressing in on it. Okay. Before we close up everything, let's see how the trunk shuts. So if I come down part way, so about halfway, and I'm going to let go, oh, the trunk goes up. Wow. Look it down. I'm not going to latch it. Wow. That's way better than factory. Get a better shot there. Okay, so it's unlatched. I'm just going to give it a little. Wow. Impressive. Way better. Okay, so my super glue. Got to glue this guy back on. Squeeze that for a couple minutes, let it dry. Glued our clip back on there with some super glue, let it dry for a few minutes. Now let's put this up, plug in our light. Wish they give you more than an inch of wire to work with here. There you go, light's on. Now we slide each of these 4 clips in. Oh wait, let's get our light in first. Gotta go to the right to get that wire in. There we go. Put this clip in. 1, 2. And then you tuck the material underneath the rubber while you're doing that. And there's Velcro on the corners, just push to attach the Velcro. Let's get clip number 4 in there. Use your fingers to work the rubber out. It's not the best attachment I've ever seen from a car manufacturer, but especially for a Lexus, they could have done a whole lot better. And then we put our clips in. These are the front clips. Okay, so looking at this even closer, some light up here. It's not a perfect rectangle. There's a tab sticking out on one side, so the hook has to go towards the outside of the car to fit in the hole. There we go. Same with the other one on the other side. And then our 3 clips. Slide towards the front of the car. There we go. And since we have the key here, we can use our push button. Get the key closer. There we go. There we go. And that's job done.